I want to talk about 3 different rappers because it's going to have the same theme today. But this story it really got on my nerves. And this is not anything new because I've been seeing this for a very long time. But we'll talk about this. So the first rapper I want to talk about is a Chicago rapper by the name of King Von. Now, he was in Atlanta, Georgia in the early part of November. He was shot on November the 6th after he got into a fight outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge. Okay. So they say a second man that was from Chicago named Mark Blakely of Chicago was also killed, and a third gunshot victim remains hospitalized in critical condition. Now, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation is investigating the incident as an officer involved shooting after Atlanta police working in an area attempted to intervene in the shootout. They said 2 officers were in uniform working off-duty security, jobs at the hookah lounge, and a third was on duty nearby. Now, they said they had an arrest in that case where the Atlanta police arrested 22-year-old Timothy Leaks that had been charged with Bennett's murder. We're talking about King Von, though it's still unclear who killed Blakely. He said Leaks was also shot during the exchange of the gunfire. Now, they said 2 other men, 21-year-old Johnny Harris, 23-year-old Kevin Jones, have been charged for their alleged roles in the shootout. They said Atlanta police spokesman Sergeant John Chaffee said Jones faced 1 count of aggravated assault and Harris is charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Now, they say also identified the remaining shooting victims, 28-year-old Brian Humphrey, 27-year-old Francois Jameson, and 19-year-old Sada McCharty. It says unclear whether those victims, if any, were shot by Atlanta police. Okay. So we have another young brother killed. And for what? For what? Now, this is the time of the coronavirus. What y'all even doing out anyway? When Zonique had came on the show when she was, when we did the interview with the Mix, and you remember it was Zonique, T.I.'s daughter, said that in Atlanta, everybody acting like we're not in a pandemic. Nobody wearing masks, everybody going out, just doing their thing. And I fear Atlanta's going to be a city where COVID's going to hit so hard. And then because there's a lot of black people in Atlanta, they're not going to care. They're going to be cool with all those bodies piling up. But because of y'all in Atlanta not taking that seriously, I don't know what to tell you. But you think COVID's not going to hit Atlanta? Oh, it's going to hit it, and it's going to be y'all fault. Now, we have this young brother gone, okay? Gone. And notice all these people who were charged or shot were in their 20s. And then you thinking, okay, that story's bad. That happened. Then we move on to another story. A rapper by the name of Mo3 that was with Lil Boosie, right? So that brother was killed in Dallas. Now, he was killed on Interstate 35 last Wednesday. That's where he was killed. So they said the suspect, described by the police as an adult male, got out of his car and approached Noble while he was sitting in his car. It said Noble exited the vehicle and began running on the freeway. It said while the suspect chased him and fired multiple rounds at him, according to the police. He said Noble, which is Melvin Noble, as known as Mo3, was struck multiple times before the suspect fled in a dark colored sedan. It said Noble was transported to the local hospital where he died of his injuries. Now, this particular rapper, like I said, he was signed to Lil Boosie. Now, they said an innocent bystander said the adult male that was to sit in this vehicle was also shot and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Now, they said the suspect remained at large. Now, they said Empire had lost a member of our family today. Dallas is on Mo3. That's what they said. Now, so you have 2 families, okay, lost people and their loved ones, right? 2 brothers. And for what? Killed for what? Then it gets even better with this story. So Boosie, goes to Dallas and he goes out there to pay his respects. Boosie taking that pretty hard. Okay. And while Boosie is out there in Dallas, guess what happened? Boosie gets shot in his leg. Now let me talk about that. So we talk about the whole story of Mo3, and no arrests have been made. They said all that from Mo3 stemmed from a local feud. They said one of Mo3's closest friends and collaborators said Lil Boosie was the first to speak about his passing at the time. Now, according to reports, they said Boosie was in Dallas. They said found himself in the middle of gunfire. Now, he said he had a bullet hole in his leg after coming to gunfire in Dallas, according to the news. They said law enforcement sources has said that Boosie was shot. They said after rolling through town and what they were saying through with a Sprinter van near a strip mall by Big T's Pizza. So they said yesterday evening, he stopped at another venue to pay his respects to recently murdered rapper Mo3. He said who was a friend and collaborator of his, and the police said officers responded to a armed encounter Saturday where the caller stated someone had been shot and fled in a private vehicle. They said they were told cops showed up at the scene. They said there was nobody around and no signs of a crime being committed at the time. But Boosie, like I said, he was there on business and also to pay his respects. They said he wasn't looking for no trouble, wasn't starting nothing with nobody, but trouble found him. So Boosie, like I said, he's going to survive. But what if Boosie was shot in a way that he would not survive? Now, look, Boosie, I laugh at Boosie's videos. I think, Boosie is a funny dude, some things that he say, and I can rock with some things he say on the serious tip. But Mo3, which if you watch that interview with Boosie and Mike Tyson, that was the brother that was sitting next to Boosie during that interview, where Tyson wanted to press him about his comments about Dwayne Wade's, son, right? To me, that didn't even look good on Mike Tyson to do that. It really didn't look good, but we're not talking about that today. And now you have King Von. So this has been an ongoing thing in the rap world. I remember the first rapper that I remember, it's a few, but definitely the first rapper that I really like, God, man, was when Tupac got killed. When Tupac got killed, I was like, man, come on, bro. I felt like hip hop was over, okay? When Tupac was killed, I thought it was done. I said, who gonna replace Tupac? Ain't nobody out here better than Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen, I remember when Tupac came out. I remember when Tupac was the Digital Underground. I remember all that with Tupac. Tupac died in the prime of his life, man. For real, for real. I was so upset to hear how Tupac got killed. Oh, I was upset, man, because it didn't make any sense. Then, right after that, Notorious B.I.G. died. He got killed by other black folks. I was pissed off about that. So when Biggie died and Pac died, I was like, man, what's going to happen to hip hop? And after Biggie and Pac died, that's later on, that's when you start hearing all that gimmicky rap and all of it. Just got so stupid. Like, it just like literally devolved into crap today. What it is. If you listen to like some of the lyrics, it's just, and it's still the same old. Rappers is out here getting killed. There's a few things with that. See, there are rappers who don't even get in any kind of trouble. I'm going to talk about the differences. Look at a rapper like J. Cole. Do you hear him in any kind of problems? Look at Drake. Do you hear him in any kind of problems like that? You understand what I'm saying? Because they're not out there trying to be in the streets, for one. See, I don't understand y'all. Y'all have this thing where you're trying to be so hard in the streets. But if you look at what happened to Pac, if you look at what happened to Biggie, all of that, you know what I'm saying? Why y'all still out in the street? You done made it, man. Make your music, move on to where you're going to move on to. It doesn't really mean anything. You trying to always roll. I don't know why y'all rappers want to roll in the streets with dudes that don't have what you have. When you around dudes like that don't have it like that, you become prey, for one. A lot of these dudes are jealous because they want to be where you at. Or they want to be in your crew and you don't want them in your crew. And that starts a lot of stuff too. But the thing is, over and over and over and over again, we're seeing young black men get killed by other young black men. And for what? See, they like, you want to take out other black people, but we talking about Dallas. Amber Geiger, that cop that killed Botham Jean, She wasn't afraid of none of y'all. She wasn't worried about y'all gonna do nothing to her. She wasn't. Y'all so hardcore thugs, y'all gonna kill rappers all day long. But when y'all need to strike some fear in somebody, y'all don't do it. The other rapper, Extacion, he got killed. I mean, come on. What was the other one not too long ago? Juice WRLD. I mean, y'all literally killing off all your rappers. And for what? What do you get out of that? Them folks gonna eventually find you, catch you. Then you gonna get locked up. Well, what are you gonna really get out of that? I mean, this is sickening, man. Every time I look up, and people don't really, some people want us to talk about this in the community, and some people always, like the other day when I talked about this and I said, listen, I can't stand no black person that will sit up here and harm and kill another black person. I said, I can't stand them more than sometimes than a racist. You got some silly black folks that will still come and say, well, how could you say that? You know the trauma that we've been through as a people. And listen, black folks have dealt with trauma for hundreds and hundreds of years. And ain't no black folks have ever made a practice in the hundreds of years we have dealt with some trauma, picking up guns and just start killing each other like that. That's a freaking lie. That haven't even been our history in this country. So don't give me that. Every black person out here picking up some gun and going to kill them. See, that's an excuse that a lot of you use, like them folks. See, when them folks sit up there and go do mass shootings, what do? Well, their mom didn't love them. Oh, they're bipolar. It's always something wrong. It's something else outside of them. So don't be sitting up here saying, well, you know the trauma field, you know this our history, you know this. That's no excuse. I'm a black person. I've been through racism. I still deal with it to this day. Ain't not one time have I ever thought about going just kill a brother for nothing. Never thought about that. Or start shooting up and end up killing a black child. I never thought about that. And don't ever think about it. I'm sick and tired of seeing these stories, man. These young brothers getting killed and for nothing. Not because, you caught them, being a Epstein or, they were sitting up there trying to break into your home. So you was defending your household. I mean, something legitimate, but just the things that these guys are doing every freaking weekend, it's sick. It's utterly sick. And I can't stand that crap. Now, there's also a video that's going around. We posted on our Twitter of a Klansman that's sitting up there loving what y'all doing, loving it. Say they ain't got to go out there and hang no black folks no more. And say just let y'all do it. They say every time y'all kill another rapper or some brother or sister, they sit back and laugh. They enjoy it because they say you doing the job for them. And that's the sad part. That is the sad part. So you got two families that don't have, their family member no more, and Boosie is recovering in a hospital. And you notice hip hop artists have that trouble. Do you ever see country music people shooting up each other or getting in kind of issues like that? You don't see R&B artists for the most part. Even in our community, don't be getting killed like that. Now, if they rolling with these rappers and they trying to be hard and all that, then yeah, that like this Mo3, he was a singer for sure. They say he was a rapper / singer, but you don't see pop stars getting shot up and killed all the time. No, because number one, they're not trying to live that life. But in order for you to quote unquote be relevant in hip hop, you got to be out here on the streets. That's dumb. That is so stupid. And this is why you put yourself in a position and somebody get at you. And you guys can't be doing that. And at the same time, you can't be killing nobody. You can't just be killing nobody either. It gets old. That's why when black folks get on, they get the hell away from a lot of you because you can't be around them. Because you're going to end up like those two brothers. Boosie, he tries to stay out there with y'all, But, you know, Boosie will be laying up in the house and maybe Boosie say, man, look, I'm going to do my thing, but I ain't going nowhere near them. He said, because what? Every time I go do something, I'm getting shot at? I mean, it's silly, man. It's so silly. We got so many problems with black people. So many problems. And when we need you to step up and do something, you don't do crap. You won't bust a grape. That's the problem I have with the situation. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about, you know, these, you know, two rappers, King Von and Mo3, then Boosie getting shot. You know what I'm saying? And for what, man? For what? It's just annoying. It doesn't make any kind of sense.